Okay, you want fantasy book recs with less spice. Listen, I get it. Sometimes we don't want all the spice. I have a ton of recs for you with little to none. So first is one of my favorite fantasy series of all time. You already know what I'm gonna say because I yell at you guys to read this constantly. Surprise, surprise. The War of Lost Hearts trilogy by Carissa Broadbent. These books do have some spice, but very, very little, like 1.5 chili peppers when you get to the later books. So if you love a really good fantasy story with the main focus being the plot, but there's still really good romance, there's still really good tension, and there is spice, but just very little, this is the perfect series for you. Next up is the Shepherd King duology. I'm also constantly recommending this duology to you guys, but again, it's so good and I need all of you to read it, so I will keep recommending it until all of you have read it. It's a gothic fantasy, one of the most unique concepts I have ever read. It is so good. The romance is good. The spice in this one, you can't call it YA because there is spice. However, I'm gonna give it like half a chili pepper. It is very mild. Next up is The Cruel Prince, and this trilogy is technically YA, so there's 0 chili peppers. However, the tension between the FMC and the MMC is fantastic. And even if it's not explicitly stated, you definitely know what's going on at times. Similarly, we have the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy by Stephanie Garber. These are also YA, so technically 0 chili peppers. However, the MMC in this one sometimes gets a little bit borderline, and I'm like, sir, this is supposed to be YA. Last but not least, we have the Shatter Me series. This is also technically YA. But like Jax and Cardan, Aaron Warner is not very YA. I know you've all heard of Aaron Warner. He comes from this series. Just do yourself a favor, get to know him. Promise you won't regret it. I went back and forth if adding this to the fantasy book recs was appropriate because it's more like dystopian, but it's not real life. So, we're gonna add it. I have a ton of fantasy romance books on my TBR that I know for a fact have little to no spice, but I need to read them and vet them for you before we do a part 2 to this. So far, these are my tried and true fantasy books with little to no spice, and I hope you love them.